Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to talk about how everybody needs to stop bitching about Tesla Investor Day. It was fantastic. It actually couldn't have been better. I liked everything that I heard on the event, and the stock price is falling. What more can a long-term investor ask for? It's like, imagine if they would have said amazing things and the stock would be up 20%. And people are so outraged. Let me show you this one. It's crazy.
I am pissed. I am utterly pissed at Tesla for the absolute lack of presentation prep. Elon Musk was apparently up at 2 a.m. yesterday dicking around testing a new feature on Twitter Spaces, and now he's sitting on stage looking like he's about to fall asleep. It's no surprise that a presentation that Tesla was preparing to put on for the last, 6 months is a complete flop and a complete disaster. This felt like sitting in a video game with a shotgun, sitting outside of somebody's door camping them, only to realize that the people inside have logged off. Elon...
So, as you can hear, he was not happy with Investor Day, and if you just Google Tesla Investor Day, you will see full of negative articles. Tesla is a new master plan. It's not a new car, just big thoughts on planet. Tesla Investor Day was kind of a dud. Tesla's underwhelming Investor Day fails to impress investors. What the heck? Were you guys on a different investor event than me? To be honest, it was so long, and I'm in Europe. I was watching the live thing, and I watched about 2.5 hours of it, and then I fell asleep, and I still yet to have to watch the end of it, but I just wanted to make a video because I don't understand what's happening. I feel that these people who are complaining, they're not investors and they're not in the stock for a long term, whatever they say. Because if you're a long-term investor, then anything and everything that you heard in this event was amazing. All they talked about is how they're going to cut costs, how they're going to leverage everything that they have, all the new technologies to make more cars faster. And they even showcase how they're going to go into energy, how they're going to possibly go into HVAC. I really like that you got to see a different side of Tesla. There was all these department heads out there, and you could really see that it's not Elon Musk doing everything in Tesla. And listen to this. Musk is always criticized for his aggressive time plans, and he's always criticized, for example, showing off the Roadster. And the Roadster is still not here. You know, it's been 4 years since the Cybertruck has been shown off, and it's still not in production. And people are super critical about this. And they were expecting that they would show off a completely new car. Why would they do it? They're not even out with the Cybertruck. They're not even out with the Tesla Roadster. And Musk was so clear that the bottleneck is the battery cell production, and until they scale up the battery cell production, there's no use in introducing a new model of a car. And why on earth would they introduce a new model car on a freaking Investor Day when it's the investors who are watching and not the people who would potentially be buying the car? That would be like Apple showing off a new iPhone on their earnings call. What would be the logic? Like, honestly, what were these people expecting? Number one. Number two, Tesla is a huge company that is very mature. And what were you expecting? That they were going to show like a brand new product? Like, here's this spaceship that we made electric, and this is going to sell more than all the cars that we have. And on top of it, Tesla stock has rallied 80 to 90% into this Investor Day. And historically, Tesla always falls after these big events because, just as on AI Day and on many other days, the expectations go up. And when the event comes, it goes over people's heads and analysts' heads, and then the stock falls. So that was already my expectation. And to be honest, they did everything correctly. They didn't show off the car. Instead, they showed off how they're going to make a 50% cheaper car. They showed off how they're going to scale. They showed off where their business can expand and how their business can expand, how they're going to reach 20 million. What does it take to actually reach Tesla's goal and move the world over to sustainable energy? And yes, they said that this is not something for next quarter. This is something for the far future. And this just made me more and more bullish. All I see is that their moat keeps on growing, because guys, when they explained how they modeled the new the car that hasn't been released yet, they were explaining how that they kept iterating how they design cars. And you know, when the Model S, they designed it, it was just the design. They had no idea how they would manufacture it. And I guess that this is where Lucid is at, that they designed the car and they just wanted to make it really fancy with, you know, no thought behind how that would ever be produced. In the Model 3, when they were producing that, they had the manufacturing team, the engineer team, the design team in one room. And I guess when the design team, I'm in a very similar business because I'm in the real estate business in Sweden. My company is planning and building hundreds of apartments. And I have full reality on this. When the architect comes like, we can have this tower that is like spinning like this. And if you go from the architect and you approve those plans, and then, you know, you go to the builders and then you find out like, oh my God, it's impossible financially to build this. So I guess this is what's happening with a lot of factories, that, you know, you have the designer dreams and then it's impossible to build them. So when they were building the Model 3, they had all these teams together. So when these crazy ideas came that, you know, we want a handle that comes out and goes up and then opens the door. And then the manufacturing guy's like, yeah, even if we can build it, it's going to break after 2 times of usage. And the funny thing is that Toyota, after so many years, just broke down a Model Y, and they said that it was a piece of art. And on this, literally a few days later, Tesla on this investor day said that this is an archaic way of building car. And they came with the new way, which is basically they start going into how they can mass manufacture the car, and then the design comes after. And my point with this, why I love this in the presentation, is because the only way this can be done at competitor auto companies is that they completely change their cultures. And these are dinosaur companies with, you know, institutional investors, very conservative boards, and it's basically impossible. And I was just thinking, Tesla is so going to win the next decade just on this. And there was other amazing goodies, how unified the team is, and how I really like how there is clearly, if Musk would not be there, Tesla would still be working, because there is all this top talent that is really smart and coming up with all these solutions. So I honestly cannot say anything I didn't like about Investor Day. And I love the stock reaction after it. And I love that the stock fell. And I'm definitely going to buy the dip if I can get my hands on a little dough, because my cash flow is not so great at the moment. But please let me know in the comments, which camp are you in? Are you happy with this, or are you sad for some reason? And if you are sad, what the heck is wrong with you? What are you sad about? And what were you expecting? So please make sure you're subscribed. You can also check out the Patreon link in the description box below. Why not? It's $5 a month. You get direct access to me and some exclusive videos, and you support the channel. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Exciting times, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.